Hello everyone, it is day 5 of lockdown and it is the second round of chicks. So, I told you guys in the last video that they were coming out and it looks like we have more than we know what to do with. Oh boy! 15 more mouths to feed. Okay, so looks like this one still needs a little help out of the egg and we'll have a video of that soon. There's the beak. And I'm going to just go ahead and scoop these little guys up. Looks like they're all, for the most part, ready. So, I'll take 4 at a time there. And I'm going to move them right in to this area. As you can see, we moved the goslings to a new spot. The goslings are at the new location that we're moving to. And we're going to have a big video where we show you guys all about the new location and everything. Here's 5 more. Oh goodness. Take a look at that. Look at these beautiful baby boys. And or girls. Alright, so it looks like we've got 9 now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Get back up. Some of them are bigger and stronger than the others. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had some of these guys in here for a full 24 hours, which is fine because they don't need food for the first several hours. Okay, now we got 5 more to herd. We'll grab 4 and then we'll grab that one on the next one. And then we're going to see if we can rescue those other eggs. 4 chicks, I guess, at this point. Alright, this is our last baby that could make it out on his own. Oh, they're so precious. Okay, so now we've got, something's really itching my neck. Do you see anything? What is that? Okay, so we got this little guy here. We're going to let him try and get out on his own. Okay, so the next thing I'll typically do is I'll take all the shells and all the other clutter out here before we attempt to assist the rest of them. Now we put all of these eggs actually in at the same exact time. You can see it's at 75% humidity. That one still isn't hatched yet. And we're going to candle the ones that haven't hatched yet. And we're going to check on the ones that are still peeping. And we might need to assist one of those. I think we're probably going to have to assist this one. And this is what happens, you guys. Once you have this many, you know, you can guarantee a lot of them are going to hatch. You can guarantee some of them won't. And sadly, you can guarantee at least one will try to hatch and then won't make it. So we'll just put that there. We could repurpose those shells, and we might do that. Because those shells are an excellent calcium source, and you can just give those to the chickens, and then it'll help them lay a lot more eggs if they have all that calcium going right back into their bodies. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we got a couple that are going to need an assisted hatch if they're going to survive. This is one of them. And then these other ones, we're going to give them an extra day just to see if they hatch. Then we'll candle them, and then we'll show you guys that in another video. But for now, let's see if we can rescue these little guys, get them out, and get them saved. So I know that this one's definitely very alive. We're going to be able to save him or her, but I'm not so sure about the other one. But it looks like it's moving, which is wonderful. So what I'm going to do is, first you got to find the beak. I don't see it here, so I'm going to gently, break and around a circle. And what happens is these eggs will dry out on the inside because if the incubator is opened up too quickly, or just sometimes it'll be a little too dry in there naturally. And what will happen is called shrink wrapping, where the inner membrane of the egg will get stuck to the chick. Thankfully, this little guy is still very alive and well, and we're going to show you guys how to successfully do this. So what I like to do is I like to break around this thing here. I like to go around the rim, and you can cut it. And as I mentioned earlier, the main issue is the humidity or dampness of that membrane. And so what I like to do is get a warm, damp towel or washcloth, or just a paper towel would work. And I like to wet this area. And what some people do is they wet this and then put it back in there, but I've had multiple times where this happens and then they still haven't been able to be saved. So what I like to do is just kind of give them an assisted help here. I like to just kind of poke off the top in small, tiny amounts. You gotta be super gentle. I've seen some videos where people just kind of peel it right off. I think that's a little risky. I've seen so many people say, oh, don't do this. If they can't make it out of the egg, they're not gonna survive anyways. They're not strong enough. I disagree with that. We've had many chicks not be able to make it out of the egg. So then what we do is we help them, and then the next thing you know, you got yourself a lovely little chick. And that's the story of Pablo, and he's doing very well. Okay, so that's the first membrane. Here's the second one, as you can see. This little girl got stuck in here. This one has been in here for 48 hours, everyone. Remember that. This one would not have been able to get out on her own. She has been in here for 48 hours. She barely had any room to breathe. And she wasn't able to poke out with her beak. So what I like to do with one like this, one that still is having trouble, I like to uncover the beak. There's the beak right there, okay? Then what I like to do, cover her with the towel. She's gonna be fine. I like to keep it wet. She's clearly vocal. She clearly has the energy to peep. But as you remember, the actual hole was right here. She would not have been able to breathe. She would have suffocated and died. Now this one right here is being a trooper. This one is poked her little beak out. She's able to breathe and everything. This one would not have been able to do that. This one would not have survived without our help. So what I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and poke around this end here, all the while making sure that it stays damp and moist. A lot of people disagree with this method. We have had a 0% death rate, 100% survival rate with all of our chicks that we've helped like this. As you can see, there's the little leg. And I do agree that they do need to be able to break out on their own because that's really important for their strength moving forward. So what I'm gonna do is wrap this little gal like this. Make sure that her beak is uncovered. Right there, that's her little beak. Make sure that's uncovered, and then I'm gonna put her right back in the incubator. And then in a couple hours, we're gonna check on her, and I'm gonna show you guys this is the best method to do this. I'm sure we're not gonna need to do this with the other one, but this is really important. Here it's a lot more humid. There it's a lot more warm. It's a lot better for her after she gets out to be able to just sit there and wait and then be fluffed up. That's the story of Pedro, and if you look at my older videos, that's exactly what happened to Pedro. So here we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go boop, boop. You gotta do it very gently so as to not poke the actual chick. But this one got the same issue where it's been a little shrink wrapped. I just like to take the shell, gently peel back that front layer. The front layer is the hardest part for them to break through, but as you can see, this is just dry as a bone. Then I just peel the top off like this. Okay, see now it's gonna be a lot easier for her to break through. Here you go, baby. Oh, see, she's healthy. She can breathe. Gently do this. Always wash your hands and disinfect before doing this, you guys. I did that right before. Look at her. See, that's an eyeball. And a lot of people would say, oh, just leave it in there. She'll be fine. Or if she can't make it out on her own, she doesn't deserve to. I strongly disagree with that. Take a look at that. That's a little living creature. Look, oh, you're almost out. Come on, baby, you're almost out. Make sure you dampen the membrane as you do this. There she is. There she is. Oh, let's get that little chunk off there. And this is our baby. Now, what you may be thinking is, okay, go ahead and get her the rest of the way out. No. Now that she's out, she can get out the rest of the way on her own. So what I'm going to do is bring this little nub straight in, put her next to the other one. I want that other one to be able to get out on her own. This little gal is gonna be just fine. Oh, looks like she's already getting out. Okay, so I'm gonna give this one a little extra time to get out, and then we're gonna check on them in a few minutes. Okay, so it looks like this little guy is still stuck to the egg, at least his butt is. And then this one is already out, which is great. The humidity is at 80%, which is fine for these little guys, at least for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and help him get out of that egg, and then we're gonna fluff him up, and we're gonna put him in with the other chicks. So here they are. Let's take a quick check on them. They are both doing well. They're both starting to fluff out. They're both walking around. We'll leave them in there for a while longer until they're completely fluffed out and the humidity's fine for them. And then we'll be ready. This was the one that was having a lot of trouble getting out of the egg, this little guy here. But this little guy is doing really, really well. It's been a little while. And I'll show you. He's fine. He's still a little chick. Still able to stand and walk around. And they're both so cute. Now these little baby boys and girls are still adorable little babies. They're going to grow up and be big, strong chickens. And they would not have been able to do that if we hadn't have helped them out of the egg. So leave a like if you guys like this video. Please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And it helps us be able to do this more. And we love you all. Thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. You're the best. One more thing, here's Lemon. She's gotten much bigger. She's a little frizzle bantam chick. So she's actually way, way older. But because she's a bantam, I put her in there with the tiny guys. We love her. And then here's Julia. She is big. And I'm going to show you guys just the video. People are going to freak out. But look, she can fly so well. Look at that. My little baby girl. Oh, I still can't even find the possum, and panicking. And then we gave one of the little spy camera babies to a friend of ours who's going to do a great job of raising him, because people love young pigeons. This is the age to get them because they'll still love you. And as you can see, her crop is real swollen and full, and that's because she just learned how to eat. So she's been eating a lot. Now what we need to do is really show her how to drink. So what I do with that is I just fill this up, and then I just kind of push her face into the water a little tiny bit. It's really easy. You guys are like, ah, you're so cringe. Why do you have all these animals in your house? You're right, it is cringe. But it's really easy to refill the water. So what I do is I just take her and say, hey baby, drink, drink, drink. And what a lot of people don't know is that pigeons actually use their beaks as a straw. And sometimes if I feel like she can't do it on her own, I'll just grab this syringe. It's already got a little water in it. And then boop. And I'll still do that for her. And then I'll massage the food that she filled her crop with in. Just to make her a little bit more comfortable. But she's totally eating just fine on her own. They're growing up. I don't have to feed her anymore. You have to do that twice or 3 times a day. And this is our original batch, and they are ready to go. As you can see, they don't love me very much because we haven't spent a ton of time with them. But I don't do that with the chicks that I'm planning to sell because I know that I just get too attached. But this is what they look like now. Feathered out. This is the difference between, I guess, 1 week and 3 or 4 weeks. Beautiful, beautiful borbs. And any animal, any chicken at any age could be socialized. You know, just because I haven't socialized them doesn't mean the people I sell them to aren't going to be able to have them as great pets. All you have to do is just pick them up and say, hello, small chimkin. See? That's all it takes. Oh, and these guys can fly really well. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Oh, see? But that's the wrong one, buddy. They're too small. You could hurt them. We'll put you right there. And that's it, you guys. When they can fly, they're a lot more fun. They're a lot safer. And their survival rate goes way up. But we have a really great survival rate. We haven't lost any of the chicks that we've helped hatch out of the eggs, which is amazing. And yes, we love you all. Goodbye. Get the heck out of my house. Please leave. Get. You guys been here way too long.